Hey guys, it's Kat. Welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a really great video because I am finally doing my bookshelf tour. Because first of all, I've never done a bookshelf tour, and two, since I've started booktubing, I've gotten a lot of books. I have 3 bookshelves in my room, this being my biggest and my other 2. So this is going to be a really long video, and I really just want to get through this because it's going to be a really long video. So let's get started. Alright guys, so this is my first shelf. There's really nothing special about how I order my books except for this shelf because this is all my to-be-read books, even though all my to-be-read books are literally spread out everywhere. The first book on my shelf is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 3rd book of the Throne of Glass series, but my other 2, Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, are with my sister-in-law. The 5th Wave by Rick Yancey. Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey, the 2nd book to the 5th Wave. Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, the 1st book in the Grisha series. Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, the 2nd book in the Grisha series. Winter's Curse by Marie Rudkowski. Plus One by Elizabeth Fama. Sorry for the glare, guys, the sun's out today. The 1st book in the Katarina trilogy, The Gathering Storm by Robin Bridges. And then I just have this really cool bookmark, and then up there, right there, is my nook. The next 3 books are The Lunar Chronicles, the 1st by Marissa Meyer, the 1st is Cinder, the 2nd is Scarlet, and the 3rd book is Cress. Then we have the 1st book in the Smoke and Bone series by Laina Taylor, 1st book being Daughter of Smoke and Bone. All That Glows by Ryan Groden. Darkest Before Dawn by J.A. London. The next are all books by Cassandra Clare. These are all the City of Bones, the Mortal Instruments series. So the 1st book is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. City of Ashes, City of Glass, and then City of Fallen Angel. I do not currently own the last 2 books. And then I have the 1st and the 3rd book to her Clockwork Angel series. So Clockwork Angel, and then Clockwork Princess. Alright, here is my next shelf. I got my TBR jar that I made for myself, and then I just have this dried up rose that goes next to it. The 1st book that we have on this shelf is Luck's Beginning, which contains the 1st book of Obsidian and the 2nd book Onyx, and this, guys, is my most favorite series ever. If you have not read this is by Jennifer L. Armentrout. She is such an amazing author. This is my favorite series, 2014. Then you have Luck's Consequences, which contains Opal and Origin, which is the 3rd and 4th book to the Lux series. And then the last book to the Lux series is Opposition, which is by far my most favorite out of all 5 of them. The next 3 books is the Divergent series by Veronica Roth. You have Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant, and then my book that contains all of 4 series stories is with my sister as of currently. Then you have Illusion by Claudia Gabel and Cheryl Clam. The next books are singles and series. So the 1st book I do not have with me. The 1st book is Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers, but my best friend has that book currently. So the 2nd book is Dark Triumph. And then the 3rd book to His Fair Assassins is Mortal Heart. Splintered by A.G. Howard. Lark Rising by Sandra Wog. The 1st book in the Guardians of Tarnak. Princess of Thorns by Stacey J. Angel Burn by L.A. Weatherly. And this is the 3rd book in the Forest of Hands and Teeth, The Dark and Hollow Places by Carrie Ryan. The 1st book in the Hush series by Becca Fitzpatrick, Hush Hush. And then the 2nd book in the Hush Hush series, Crescendo by Becca Fitzpatrick. And I really need to get through the rest of these series because I heard the last book was really good. What the heck is wrong with me? The next 3 books are the Tiger's Curse series. I do not own the 1st book. I have that one on my nook. The 2nd book in the Tiger's Curse series, Tiger's Quest by Colleen Houck. The 3rd book, Tiger's Voyage, and the final book, Tiger's Destiny. And I heard there is another one coming out called Tiger's Dream. I don't know what she has planned, but I cannot wait to see and find out. And then the last book in the shelf, The Host by Stephanie Meyer. This shelf pretty much contains my fantasy dystopian books that exist in Dark Fallen Angel books. These first 3 books are the books in the Arcadian series by Kai Meyer. The first being Arcadia Awakens, Arcadia Burns, and Arcadia Falls. The next 2 books are the books of Shatter Me. I do not own the first one in a hard copy because it's on my Nook. The first book is Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. The second book is Unravel Me and the third book is Ignite Me by Tahira Mafi. These next 2 books are the Sweep volumes, and I only have volume 1 and volume 2 because the rest are impossible to find. Sweep by Kate Tiernan, and the first 3 books, Book of Shadows, The Coven, and Blood Witch. And then the second volume of Sweep, Dark Magic, Awakening, and Spellbound. The next 4 books are kind of hard to take out of their little box, so I am just going to read them. These are the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. The first is Fallen, the second is Torment, the third is Passion, and the last and 4th one is Rapture. Then we have Blood, the first book in the Bloodline series by Rochelle Mead. The first book of 50 Shades of Grey by E.L. James. The second book in the 50 Shades of Grey series, 50 Shades Darker, and the third book, 50 Shades Freed. And I cannot wait to see this book in theaters, guys, just because the book was so good and the romance was really good, and I'm going to be doing a talk on these 3 series, so yeah. The next 7 books are all books by Maria V. Snyder, and I absolutely love Maria V. Snyder. She is kind of one of the reasons why I started booktubing, just because her books were really great and she was kind of started getting me reading. These bookmarks right here, some of them are from Maria V. Snyder when she sent me Shadow Study, and the others are just other bookmarks that I've gotten throughout life. The first 3 books are of the Poison Studies by Maria V. Snyder. The first book, Poison Study. The second book, Magic Study. And the third book, Fire Study. Then you have the first book in the spin-off of her Fire Studies with the same characters and the continuation of the Poison Study series, Shadow Study. Then her next 3 books are the Stormglass series, first being Stormglass, then Sea Glass, and then the last book, Spyglass. My second to last shelf contains all of the Harry Potter books, the first 3, or the second, third, and 4th book of the Twilight series, and then a bunch of the other ones. So here is my Harry Potter series, all by J.K. Rowling. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And the reason why it's so damaged, as in like really damaged, like as in I can pull out the pages, my little brother left it out in the car during a really hot summer when he was borrowing it, and the bind melted, and so now I'm in the need of to replace this one. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and the last book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. These next 3 books are the Twilight series. They do not have dust jackets because I've either loaned it out to a person and they lost them, or things of that nature. And the first book, Twilight, I borrowed to somebody. I don't know who, and thinking it's a family member, and they still have not given it back, and it's been like a few years. So that upsets me a little bit. The second book in the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer, which is the only one that has a dust jacket, is New Moon. The third book in the Twilight series, Eclipse. And the 4th book in the Twilight series, Breaking Dawn. Then we have Hollow by Alexandra Adornetto, Panic by Lauren Oliver, Nevermore by Kelly Craig, Wake Unto Me by Lisa Ketch. Then we have Breaking Point by Kristen Simmons, and the second book, Article 5, also by Kristen Simmons. Then we have the first book in The Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson, The Girl of Fire and Thorns. And the last book on this shelf is another little piece by Kate Carias Quinn. Then down here is all my miscellaneous books that are single books or books that I haven't read yet. The Testing by Joelle Charbonneau, Struck by Jennifer Bosworth, Crusade by Nancy Holder and Debbie Vigue, Nightshade by Andrea Kramer. The first book in the Beautiful Creatures series by Cami Garcia. Then we have Dearly Departed by Leah Habel. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. The next 4 books are all the Inheritance series by Christopher Paolini, the first book being Aragon. And you guys can see how badly damaged this is because I've read that book this many times. Eldest, Brissinger, and then Inheritance, all by Christopher Paolini. That's my favorite series. Alright guys, this next shelf is my white shelf, and pretty much what this white shelf contains from the first to the second, third shelf is miscellaneous books that I own, and this actually shelf is sooner or later going to be my contemporary books just because of what it has. So the first 8 books that we have on my shelf in the box set is The Little House on the Prairie by Laura Wilder, the actual person that had this experience. The first book is Little House in the Big Woods. The second book is Little House on the Prairie. The third book is Farmer Boy. The fourth book is On the Banks of Plum Creek. The fifth book is By the Shores of Silver Lake. Sixth book is The Long Winter. Seventh book is These Happy Golden Years. Eighth book is Little Town on the Prairie. And ninth book is The First 4 Years. Then we have Meant to Be by Lauren Morrill. Amazon Burning by Victoria Griffith. The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anna Brashers. The Second Summer of the Sisterhood, the second book to the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. The Third Summer of the Sisterhood, Girls in Pants. And this is also the third book. It was published as Forever in Blue, but this is the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2, and it's based on the novels of Brasher. And then I got my little sweet treat. Then The Distance Between Us by Casey West. Inner Fire by R.L. Stedman. Fever 1793 by Laurie Hulse Anderson. This is The Girls of Many Lands, and this one is based off in Turkey, and it is The Black Tulip by Alev Laertel Crotier, and it's based on a girl named Layla. And then we have a series that's called Darkness Hunts. It's a Dark Angels novel, and it's by Carrie Arthur. This is one of my books from college that I kind of liked and wanted to keep. It's Human Development. It's a cultural approach. The Encyclopedia of the Ancient World, written by the Usborne, internet linked. Don't know who else it's by. Then you got The Good and the Bad and the God-Awful 21st Movie Reviews by Kurt Loiter. We got Europe by Urail. It's a touring Europe by train, 2013, because they went to Europe for a little while. Got some journals, a traveling journal. Got ramen noodle recipes here. Then you got Europe for Dummies and all my little notes up here for things I've done or want to go do when I go back to Europe. And then got the little girl's Bible that I got when I was younger. Got Cards Against Humanity's little trinkets from places I've been in my little piggy. A little piggy. Down here is just pretty much, this is my Costa Rican book when I went to Costa Rica for a few weeks. These are my pictures from when I had my quinceañera. And then I got my games over here, some Europe traveling guides and places that are like traveling things. And then you got Apples to Apples as well, because yeah, I like my games. So yeah, this is like this shelf. Isn't it really pretty? Oh, there's my tripod. Alright guys, this is my last shelf. This shelf isn't like completely 100% full, but this shelf is pretty much books that I really ended up not really liking, or just books that kind of all have the similar taste, because like these last books are all science, night world, vampires stuff, ghosts, goblins, things like that, werewolves, or there are some books that I really didn't like and I didn't want to put them on my main shelves. I know that sounds really bad. And then just books that I haven't found a complete 100% home for, just because I'm getting more books in and I'm going to be reorganizing all of my shelves really, really soon. That's going to be a fun job. So let's get into this. So the first book that I have in the shelf is the first book in the Blood Red Road series, Dustlands by Maura Young. The second book in the Dustland series, Rebel Heart. Then we have Rules of Attraction by Simon Eccles. And this is a perfect chemistry novel. I do not own the first one. I haven't read this book yet, or The Perfect Chemistry. So then we have the third book. It's Chain Reaction. So the next 7 books is the Mark series, and these are books that I did not like. They just took way too long to finish. They could have finished by the 4th book. I don't know what the author was thinking. It's the House of Night series, the first book being Marked by PC Cast and Kristen Cast, who is her daughter. Betrayed, Chosen, Untamed, Hunted, Tempted, and then Burned. Then you have Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. Conjured by Sarah Beth Durst. Then you have the first volume of the Night World series, which is Secret Vampire, Daughters of Darkness, and Spellbound, all by LGJ. Then you have the second volume of the Night World series, Dark Angel, The Chosen, and Soulmate. Dark Visions by L.J. Smith. The Secret Circle, The Initiation, and The Captive Part 1, I know. And then this is The Secret Circle and The Captive Part 2 and The Power. Remember Me by Christopher Pike. Then we have the first book in the Thirst series by Christopher Pike. This is a retelling of Red Riding Hood, and it is by Catherine Hardwicke, and this is really good. I've always loved stories that are retellings of a certain book. This is Wicked Kiss by Michelle Rowan, and when I bought this book, I didn't even realize that it was the second book in the Night Watchers series, and so now I'm on the quest to find the first book. This is the second book in the Blood Realms series, and it's called Blood Realms. I don't remember what the first one's called, and it's by Aurora Wittet. Then we have our mixture of, I have an extra copy of things. I got the first book that we have on this last shelf is The White Witch Black Curse by Kim Harrison, and it's an adult fantasy book. Then we have the first book in the Dark Slayers, a Carpathian novel by Kristen Feehan, and then we have the Chronicles of Narnia, and these are every single book by C.S. Lewis. It contains The Magician's Nephew, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. Then we have the first book of the Chronicles of Nick, and the first book is Infinity by Sherilyn Kenyon. The first book in the Maximum Ride series, The Angel Experiment by James Patterson. And the next books are the Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I do not have the rest of his books. Guys, comment below and tell me how good those books are, because I'm so scared to start them, because I did like Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and I'm just scared to start the rest of them. I do not own the first one, Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief. I think that's what it is, the first one. I do not own that one. The Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. Titan's Curse. The fourth book, The Battle of the Labyrinth. And then the fifth book, The Last of the Olympians. And that is it for all my shelves. Alright guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed my bookshelf tour. So I really hope you enjoyed that. If you have any of these books, if you've enjoyed any of these books that I've shown, please leave a comment below and tell me about them. Tell me if you have your own bookshelf tour of 2015. I will definitely check it out. Also, remember I have my giveaway. It goes to the 28th. Is that what I said? It's to February 28th. It ends at 12 a.m. So midnight. That gives you guys enough time. It's $15 to the Book Depository online website. So you guys can choose. It is worldwide because shipping is free no matter what, which is really, really nice. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Remember to comment below on all of this, subscribe to my channel for more videos, and like this video or rate it just to get this video. So give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys at my next video. Bye! Okay, I have Damon Black from the Lux series. That's what Nick Claus is. He has a huge freaking ego. I absolutely loved it because Mulan is my favorite Disney movie in the whole wide world. Oh my freaking goodness. I have never met such a... Okay, I have Damon Black from the Lux series. That's what Nick Claus is. He has a huge freaking ego.